Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original movie, Cadaver. In the starving aftermath of a nuclear disaster, a family of three attends a charitable event, a hotel, which takes a dark turn when people start to disappear. I liked and did not like this film. It's different, but it's also the same. I'm just saying opposites now. So we've seen this story before. Let me just say that we've seen the kind of premise. A family ends up in a hotel, and it's massive. It's a very kind of derelict hotel, although it's pretty much the only thing that's actually standing in this aftermath. And this family have to somehow survive what occurs in this hotel. And we've seen, from The Shining to serial killers in a hotel to seeing the person trying to survive the night and they get money, that kind of premise. This time around, there's a mixture of a play, supposedly, and real people and not real people. People wear masks and people don't wear masks, and there's this topsy-turvy storyline that kind of says you kind of expect not to trust anybody. And I think that goes part and parcel with a story like this. For the most part, I thought the cinematography in this was really good. There are shot selections that make it really creepy, very kind of shining, reminiscent, very kind of taking all the tropes for the horror color palette, secret passages up the wazoo, eyes looking out at you from pictures, that kind of stuff. And so the creepy tone factor in this is fantastic. It does do a good job. Where it's predictable, though, is it made me sigh a few times, because there is, you can tell exactly what's going to happen. I even feel like the title gave away the central plot of the film. So when you get to the bit that they're revealing the big part in the film and you're like, ta-da, you didn't see this coming, right? You're like, no, I knew that, from the opening minutes almost. You do feel for this family. You do feel for the rescue kind of storyline. Like, you want the mother to be able to find her family. At some point they get separated, as there's always going, and she wants to rescue them. There are horror moments, but with a title like this, I expected it to be much more severe. And there's a few moments where I was like, oh, that's gross, oh, that's nasty. But as in gore effects, there isn't that much. There's some. It alludes to it. It's more the creepiness and the way the film is shot. It alludes to things happening. You see some oogie stuff happening, like in the corner of your eyes, or the camera will pan past a room and you'll see something happening, like, well, that's kind of gross, or that's kind of creepy, or that's kind of weird. It's that type of film. When the film finally reveals everything that's going on, you already know everything that's going on, although you're trying to guess how they're going to get out of it. And I think that will keep you watching this film. When you get to the latter half of the film, you may be going, okay, I knew everything that's coming, but I care about the protagonist now, so I'm invested already. I don't know how invested you're going to be, because it's not exactly an original film, not an exactly original, I guess, plot. But that's very hard to do nowadays, and not everything needs to reinvent the wheel. So if you're into a kind of tense film with horror aspects, with decent acting, it's a Norwegian horror, and I feel like it does have a bit of an indie vibe, which I really liked. There's the cinematography shots that sometimes it just lends itself to the atmosphere that they're trying to create, which I was very impressed by. One of the things that stood out for me in this was the score. Very good. Oftentimes when there's not that much dialogue in this film, and the film is just kind of driven along by this kind of airy orchestral score that kind of drives the plot, and moments along when there's more than screaming or shouting, less kind of dialogue, expositioning, dumping, which I appreciated. And for the most part, you kind of don't know what's going to happen, and nobody kind of just spouts off a bunch of dialogue. You kind of have to figure out what's going on, and you learn what actually is going on in this hotel as the film develops. I have to kind of give it its props, saying that's good. There's not like this big narrative, this over narrative structure where a narrator will come and start dumping a bit of story just so you can catch you up in what the rules of this world are. No, you've got to kind of figure out what it is. And so that part of the film I really enjoyed. But where I figured everything out, where I was like, where I expected it to be more kind of scary, and I'm the squeamish or the scaredy cat in the family. Horror gets me, like, I get scared really quick, and there wasn't much that really kind of made me go, maybe I'm getting a bit saturated, I don't know. But this, for me, it didn't make me scared at all. It made me tense in moments, and there were parts where I was like, that's gross. But I would find it difficult to even class it as a horror. It's more of a thriller with horror moments. So I'm going to give this a C+. Chat to me in the comments below. What did you think about this film? Have you heard of it? Are you going to put it in your Netflix watch list? There's so much coming out this weekend. As always, we do the Netflix reviews and Amazon reviews and HBO, all of that content we've got coming out. So do stay with us. We're still doing the London Fright Festival movies. I hope to have time to review a bunch and put them on for everybody to have a look at. There's a bunch of very cool titles in there, so I'm hoping you guys do check it out. Have a look for yourself. You can buy a ticket and watch any film that you want, or buy like a selection. I think there's 40 films, and we've got a bunch of game footage coming out as well. So we've got lots happening here on the Ruby Tuesday. So I hope you're enjoying our content. Do give us a thumbs up and chat to us in the comments below. We're very active in the comments, well, as much as we can be. So we love chatting to you there and listening to your opinions of what you think of films and TV series. It's okay if we have different opinions. I like it that way. Otherwise, we're all sheep. So I love your opinions, and I love how you see different things, because I think everybody is so uniquely different. So we see different things in different parts of the film. Sometimes we miss things, and I really appreciate our community kind of sticking out for each other. Hey, you missed that bit, or hey, that was a really cool review. So share the love. Thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.